Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally official. The LA Thieves have signed Scrappy, Hydra, and Envoy to go along with Dan Ghosty. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but there were some moments where I wasn't fully sure that this team was going to work out, especially knowing that there was a good time frame where we didn't hear anything about Joe Deceives. Obviously, yesterday there were a lot of announcements that happened regarding Crimp and Nasty, as well as from the Ultra side of things with Scrap and Envoy. So, kind of putting the pieces together, especially after hearing all of the rumors that had happened and were surrounding this team already, it seemed like that was going to be the move that was pretty inevitable at this point. So we kind of got to the point where it was like, all right, who's going to be the fourth? Because they didn't announce anything about Joe Deceives leaving, and there were no real leaks about Hydra going anywhere other than the Thieves. So for me, I was kind of contemplating where Hydra could end up, where Joe Deceives might end up. So I really wasn't sure about who the fourth possibly could be. But like I said, it's now official. They have released this post on their Twitter, as well as a post of a little bit of a short video kind of announcing the team as well. They took it based off of Nate Shot on stream saying that this team wasn't going to happen, or that it was really unlikely that it was going to happen, and he didn't want to let us down and this and that. And next thing you know, there's Scrap and the rest of the team. So it was a really cool setup for the video. I think Nadeshot definitely did a good job of trying to sell us on the fact that we were not going to get this team, or that it was very unlikely that we were going to get this team. But it seems like things just happened to play in our favor and work out to where, Ghosty was able to kind of work his magic a little bit, it seems, and get the rest of these three guys. Now, Envoy, I'm sure, probably wanted to come back because, he was here before. I think most players who have played for the Thieves would be more than willing to come back, especially when you add on top of that Scrap is coming with you and that you can play with Hydra as your sub duo. I mean, that's a pretty good start. So I think it was pretty easy decision for him to say, yeah, you know what, let's come back. If this is going to be the four, this is a pretty good four. So I genuinely think this team is going to be a top 3 team. I would not be surprised if this team wins multiple tournaments this year. Obviously, I think the ideal goal for them is to finish the year with a champs win. This team is going to be really freaking good. I mean, Ghosty is, I feel like, I don't want to say he's underrated, but I feel like with the compilation of this team, they're not really looking at Ghosty to the extent that I think he can actually be as a player, if that makes any sense. I mean, the dude's a beast, and he's shown it for the last 2 years since he got brought up. And he's shown it in different ways, too, because his playstyle on Optic was not the same as what it was on the Thieves. And he still competed both ways. So I think he is a big piece to this team. Obviously, you have him and Scrap as the AR duo. Scrap has been proving himself since he came into the league as well, obviously being probably the best AR in the game, if not just the best flex AR in the game. So having that kind of duo to lock down your kind of back lines in a sense is going to be a lot of fun to watch, and they're going to be really, really tough to compete against. And then on the front lines of things, you have Hydra and Envoy. Envoy is definitely a lot more of a dirty work type of player. He's going to be the route man. He's going to get the hill time. He's going to do all that kind of stuff. Whereas Hydra is more of the headbang. He's going to, maybe not as much of the headbang, but I think that's going to be the role that he's going to play a little more on this team, where he's just going to run in and he's going to make big plays because that's what he does. I mean, that's how he played on New York. It was just this guy was a monster. You just couldn't kill him. And I think now you have him who can kind of break that open, and then behind him you have multiple other guys who can kind of do the same thing. So this team is going to be dangerous. I'm excited to see kind of the pace that they set. Obviously, these top 3 teams are all going to have insane pace, and so it'll be really interesting to see how they all play out, going up against one another head to head. As I said before, I feel like this team is going to be really big when it comes to the fact that, it's going to be Thieves, FaZe, and Optic in the top 3 probably just about every tournament. And I think having those 3 big orgs competing for a championship basically every weekend for tournament weekends is going to be insane. So, yes, I may be a little biased as a Thieves fan here, but this year is going to be super, super exciting. And I seriously can't wait to get this season started. I mean, Black Ops 6 can't come out fast enough. It's going to be so much fun to watch this team. Um, and hopefully, I mean, obviously, I don't know for sure. These are things that I would have to get worked out. But my goal is just like last year, I want to try and do some interviews with the players. If there's anybody that you guys want to see first, please let me know down in the comments, and maybe we can see what we can get worked out. If there's any way that I can do some more interviews with these players. Obviously, we've already done Ghosty, but I'm not opposed to having another interview with Ghosty if that's something he's willing to do, and if that's something that the Thieves are willing to kind of like let happen, which they have worked with me a lot, so I don't think that should be too much of a problem. But I don't want to overstep anything, and I don't want to go too far with this. But obviously, I would be really excited to talk to Envoy, knowing that he's been here before. He's won a championship with us. I think there's a lot of cool things that I could talk to him about and stuff like that. But like I said, let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. But the next thing that they announced was the unofficial LA Thieves jersey. Now, they say it's unofficial because they're not going to be able to wear this, I guess, during matches, which kind of sucks. I mean, it's a pretty cool jersey in my opinion. I think the patch is a lot better than, say, like this one. This is the old baseball jersey that I think they kind of wanted to, I guess, like do a throwback jersey in a sense. And as you can see, we got the 100 Thieves logo on this one. This one is printed into the jersey. It's not an actual patch, whereas it looks like on this LA Thieves one that the LA logo is actually a patch on the jersey, which is a lot better quality. And you see LA Thieves on the back, which that this jersey has just regular Thieves or 100 Thieves on it. And then the pinstripes, which is what's really interesting to me, is the pinstripes say LA Thieves. I don't know if you can see down here. It says LA Thieves as the pinstripes all the way down the jersey, which I think is really cool. It's a neat touch for sure. And that is available for pre-order, as you can see here. So if you're interested in getting this jersey, I strongly suggest you go and you pre-order it. I already did so myself. I feel like with this being the case, there's probably going to be another jersey that's announced as their like official jersey. Don't really know what that's going to look like. Hopefully it's a little better than the last 2 years have been. But yeah, this jersey I think is pretty cool. I would love to see maybe like different colorways or something in the future if that's something they're able or willing to do. Just because a lot of times we only get the black and the red. It would be cool to kind of get maybe red and black and different iterations of these types of jerseys. Especially seeing that the Thieves are finally able to get a little bit of creativity when it comes to the LA Thieves jerseys, since that's not something they've really been able to do. And back in Black Ops 4, they had a lot of really cool jerseys. So I'm hoping they can kind of do that again, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, this is an exciting time for Thieves fans. I mean, after last season, we had a lot of ups and downs to start the year. Couple of different roster changes. As I said, it still wasn't as bad as the Cold War season. There was a lot more ups and downs and changes during that season, and the Thieves were actually able to finish last year in top 4 for champs and top 2 at EWC. So they played phenomenally well, and I just want to give a huge shout out to the 3 guys who are no longer on the Thieves, in Kremp, Nasty, and Joe Deceives. Those guys were so much fun to watch, and they brought a lot of personality to the team, like outside of the game, as well as a lot of tenacity in game. And they all had their own moments that I think, really make and shape that team of what it was. And I think that team is going to be looked at when it comes to 100 Thieves, LA Thieves history, no matter how you look at it, because they exceeded expectations, and they came out and they really performed when it mattered most. Like I said, being able to take top 4 and top 2 in the last 2 tournaments of the year. Much respect to them, and I really hope that all 3 of them go on to have a great career. I'm going to be rooting for them wherever it is that they end up. I know there's a lot of rumors on where players are supposed to be, but whether they're there or somewhere else, I'm going to be rooting them on because they deserve it, man. Like, those guys worked hard, and as a thief, you're always a thief in my mind. So a lot of appreciation to them, especially to Joe and Kremp for allowing me to do an interview with them and get to sit down and chat with them a little bit. That was super cool of them, something they didn't have to do, but they decided, to take the time out of their season, out of their schedule to do that. So I really do appreciate that, and I'm wishing you all the best. If you enjoyed the video and you're excited for the rest of this season, please hit that like and subscribe button, as I will be covering the team for the rest of the season, and we're going to have a lot more content coming out. I appreciate you all watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.